morning, all of you. Welcome to the lecture series of the Mobile Computing and Wireless Communication. Now, let's start the topic related to GPRS in this network. In this lecture. Now, which are the topics to be covered in this lecture? That is limitations of GPRS, application and tunneling modes in GPRS, application for GPRS, and TDP context activation procedure. Now, which are the limitations of GPRS? So, limited cell capacity for all the users. First limitation is what? Limited cell capacity for all the users. That means here GPRS is using ultimately the network of the GSM. Okay, so GSM and GPRS are using both using the same infrastructure. So there are only limited data resources that can be deployed for the different users. Use for one purpose requires the simultaneous use for the another. For example, voice and GPRS calls both use the same network, as I told you that for the voice network and for data network, both of they are using the same network, so that for so we have the limited cell capacity. Now next is what the speeds much lower in reality. Okay, why speeds much lower in reality? Because achieving the theoretical maximum GPS data transmission speed of 172.2 kbps would require a single user taking overall 8 time slots without any error protection. So what is the meaning of this? GPRS rate is what? 172.2. Now, if how this rate will be provided to the user when this entire time slots, as we have seen in the GSM, that your channel is divided in different time slots. So using TDMA, it divided in 8 time slots. So when all these 8 time slots will be allocated to the single user at that time only, thus the entire rate is available to that particular user. But this is not possible in real life. We cannot assign each and every channel to only one customer. We have to allocate the different channels to different customers who require this data communication and data transmission. Okay, so here the speed much lower in reality. Next, clearly it is unlikely that network operator will allow the time slots to be used by the single GPRS user. So it is not meaning it is not like that each and a single user will take the entire time slot. So this is the reason why the speed is much lower in reality. Now next, the transist delays. The transist delays, that means GPRS packets are sent in all the different directions to reach the same destination. This opens up the potential for one of the some those packets to be lost corrupted during the data transmission over the radio link. Why? Because GPRS ultimately using the a wireless network. So in wireless network, it may be possible the speeds. It may be possible the packets may lost and packets may not. Packets are choosing the different part for the traveling. So at that time, this transist delay will be there. Next, support of GPRS mobile terminate the connection for a mobile server not supported. That means as of date, the GPRS terminal can only act as a client device. There are many services for which the server needs to be mobile. For example, the services like ambulance, these services like healthcare for a rural population. For such application, the server needs to be the mobile network and user needs to be connected to the server. So this is not possible that a server can be mobile. So that's why the support of GPRS mobile terminal connection for a mobile server is not supported. Now, application and tunneling modes in GPRS. Okay, there are two types of mode is there, that is application mode and tunneling mode in GPRS. Now, first is application mode. Application mode user uses the GPRS mobile phone to access the applications running on the phone itself. Okay, so whatever the application that is running on the phone, whatever the application you are accessing in your phone, so that is what application mode. Suppose you have downloaded one game and that game that game you are using to play that game. So that is what application mode. You have downloaded Facebook in your phone, so that is application mode. Okay, so that in each and every applications that is you are using on your phone, that is what application mode. Now next is tunneling mode. Now what is the meaning of tunneling mode? Tunneling mode, that means you are doing that hotspot and using your mobile net, you are using the internet in your laptop. So that is the tunneling mode. Through mobile, you are accessing the net in your laptop. So that is tunneling mode. So the tunneling mode user use the GPRS interface as an access to the network, as the end user device would be the large footprint device like laptop, computer, or small footprint device like PD. So here it is given that the mobile phone will be connected to the device and used as a modem to access the wireless data network. So these are the two modes, application mode and tunneling mode. Now which are the applications for GPRS? First is generic application. That generic applications are applications like information services, internet access, email, web browsing, which are very useful while mobile. So these are the generic applications. That is the information services provide information. Internet access, you can access anything on the internet. Then email, you can do the email. Web browsing, that means you can do the surfing. Okay. Then next, there are generic mass market applications offering contents like sports scores, weather, flight information, news headlines, prayers, lottery tickets. These are the generic mass market application. So this type of application is also supported by the GPRS. Then next, banking over wireless is the other generic application. You can do the online banking. So that is also other generic applications for the GPRS. Now GPRS specific application. First application is chat. So chat is very easy and popular service in internet on the GSM over the SMS. Okay, so groups like-minded use this chat application. Okay, so that is what a chat application. Then next, multimedia service. Multimedia service, that means you can transfer the images, you can transfer the videos. So that is what a multimedia services, that you can transfer the photograph, pictures, postcards, grids. So there are many phones available in the marketplace where in which you can use this GPRS applications. Now next service is virtual private network. So GPRS provide the virtual private network. GPRS network can be used for offering the virtual private network services. Many bank ATM machines use the very small aperture terminal to connect the ATM system with the bank server. As you know, there are so many ATMs available for different types of bank in any area. But how these ATMs are connected to the bank server? They are using the VPN. Okay, so virtual private network is also supported by the GPRS. The ATM will not use the public network because that is a confidential data when the transaction will be performed, whether it is a withdrawing, whether it is a crediting the payments in crediting the money in a ATM. So this type of services you can access through the ATM, but it should be private. So at that time, GPRS provides such type of virtual private network. Then next, personal information management. Personal information management is also possible using the GPRS, that you can manage the personal diary, address book, appointment, engagement, etc. and are the very useful for the mobile individual. So this type of information also can be maintained using the GPRS. Now vehicle positioning, that means GPS. So global positioning system, this application integrates with the GPS that tells the people where they are. So using this GPS service, you can track any person, or so if you want to track any device, if you want to track any vehicle, so at the time it is possible to track using the vehicle positioning. So that GPS will be integrated with the GPRS and it provides such type of services. Now next, location-based services and telematics. That means location-based services provided the ability to link the push or pull the information services with the user's location. Push and pull. Push, that means suppose you are searching that hotels nearby me. So that is push. Okay, that means you are requesting and reply will come from the server. So that is a push service. Pull service, that means if you are in the particular location area, and in that particular location area, suppose there is a mall around you, and you will get the message regarding that mall, that is sometimes this type of discounts is available over here. So that is what a pool service is. You have not requested, but still you are accessing that information, still you are receiving that information. So that is pool services. So such type of pool and pool services will be provided in location based services. Now, next topic is PDP context activation procedure. Now, in GPRS network, mobile station registered itself with the SGSN through the GPRS attached with the established a logical link between the mobile station and SGSN. So, this context procedure will provide this logical link between mobile station and SGSN through which the communication is possible. Now, to exchange the data packet with external PDN after a successful GPRS attach, and mobile station must apply for an internet which is called PDP, that is a packet data protocol address. Okay, so this after the successful GPRS attach, mobile station must apply for the address. Okay, so that address is what? A PDP. So using that address, the mobile can be located in the entire network. Now for each session, a PDP context is created which contains the PDP type. That is, for example, IPv4. PDP address assigned to the mobile station. For example, this mobile address of the mobile station. Then requested the quality of services and address of the GGSN that will function as an access point to the PDN. That is the packet data network. Now here you can see this is the PDP context activation procedure, how the mobile station can be activated in the GPRS network. So first the mobile station active the PDP context request, that is of PDP type, PDP address, quality of service requested and access point. And quality of service requested, that is based on your data packets that is defined on your phone. Maybe it is a 3G, 4G or any type of services depends, that is the quality of service. Then SGSN, quality of service, that is also defined as a that is a that service preferences also. Then SGSN, that's a request is goes to the SGSN. SGSN will forward this request to the GGSN that create the PDP context request, PDP type and PDP address and quality of service requested, and it provide the access point. So this same request will be transferred from SGSN to GGSN. Now, GGSN will reply back to the SGSN if this type of service is available for the mobile station. It will create the PDP context response. When it receives the request, it will create the response that is of type PDP type and quality of service negotiated. Okay. Now, this response will be reached to the SGSN. SGSN will forward to the mobile station. Meanwhile, the security functions will be performed during the between the mobile station and SGSN. So it will authorize check whether this mobile station is authorized or not. Okay. Now, after SGSN will forward this request to the mobile station that activate the PDP context request, and it will send the PDP type, PDP address, and quality of service negotiated that is requested by the mobile station. So, like this way, this PDP context activation procedure will be done, and this will happen every time whenever the mobile station want to transfer any data in the communication network using the GPRS network. So every time this will be done, as we have seen in GSM that a call originated and call terminated. So like this way here, PDP context activation procedure will work. So this is all about this lecture. Remaining topic we will cover in the next lecture. Thank you for watching.